Good morning, everybody. Back for another live of the Prospect MMA podcast. In today's episode, very exciting guest, Eamon Deane, the man of the hour, the man that stepped up to save the Real Fighting Championship main event on short notice, like 14 hours or something. He's in the chat now. Very the whole scenario, so you can see the balls on this guy. There you go, Eamon, bro. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm all good. How are you?
Yeah, good, good. Tired from the gym, but good, feeling good. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So first off, let me just start off by saying you must have a huge ball sack for what you done. Um, so just to give a little bit of background on at least what I perceived that the story or how the story went down. So Troy Gibson was supposed to fight Steven at the main event.
Yeah.
God knows what happens. Steven has to pull out of the fight. Was it like 14 hours before
12 hours.
the 12 hours? Even worse. Okay, 12 hours. So there's no main event. And what exactly happened? Did they just approach everybody in the gym? Did they approach you specifically and ask, can you step in? Like, what the hell happened?
So I was on my break. Well, I give myself a break every day, no, from clients, and I literally just ate like a breakfast wrap, like with turkey bacon and eggs and cheese and mayonnaise and everything. And Kieran just messaged me and said, "What were you sitting at the minute?" And I was all, "Oh fuck!" And he goes, "Just I'm just wondering." And then I was like, I was sitting at 85, I think it was. And then he goes, right, right. I go, what's wrong? He goes, no, I just want to know. And I knew all them boys were cutting with that night. So like I didn't even know if this was going to happen or go ahead. But I went to a sauna with Blaine and I lost 5 kilo in the sauna. Easily, like I didn't
Yeah,
waterload. I didn't waterload or nothing. But it's like my body just knew, just in case. Just in
just in
case.
case. Let's get
Um
ready.
so I lost 5 kilo in the sauna, it was grand. And then I woke up the next day. I think I was dehydrated in the middle of the night and I fucking slept walk and drunk a big guzzle of water in the kitchen. I woke up, I was 81. I was like, fuck. So shout out to Matty Frills dad. He bailed me and goes, Matty's up, come with here in a bath. So I was all fuck it. I went in just on one bath and I weighed in at 79.6 in. So I was grand. I was 100%. I felt good. Like I didn't have any time to think. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have any
Mhm.
time to overthink the process. I just knew how hard Kieran McFadden worked. Like I'm not even joking. Like he was working on this show morning, noon, and night. Like I did like
Yeah,
12, 1 o'clock every night doing everything, and I just knew like that. I just knew like I had to step up to the plate for him for all the work he's put into me, and I just knew like it was like in my head it was like this is like a fucking Cinderella story here. No, this is if
absolutely.
I had no doubt in what I was going to do. But like I just knew I was like, this is one of them moments now where in life where you just have to grab it with a fucking balls. Do you know what I mean? And I just said fuck it, and I just said it. And Kieran goes, "No, I don't think Steve's gonna be able to take a fight." I don't know what the story was there. I just think he had a lot of other commitments and stuff. I'm not really going to dwell too much on it. Like I don't really
Yeah,
care.
no, no. Like I don't
I
even
don't
want
really
to talk
care. Like
about
at
it
the end of the
because
day, like, I don't really care. Like I'm just focusing on me. Like do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
so
yeah.
the opportunity presented itself. And fair play to Troy as well too. He actually is a nice big fella. Do you know what I mean? And he must have just wanted a fight too. But I no, I was grateful for the opportunity. I was just more ready to step on. I just think
Now I want to explain this. I want to explain this because I'm pretty sure all these viewers they have no idea how hard it is to pull off what you just did. Okay, so Troy Gibson happens to be one of the top fighters in the country, right? The guy went like 7 or 8-1 as an amateur, fought everybody, the who's of the country. Um, had his pro debut last year at the end of the last year, right? Um, Whatever happened in that fight, he won by DQ because of his opponent. But anyway, he was training for a pro fight. You were training for an amateur fight, right? You didn't have your amateur debut at this point ever. all you've done was K1, like we covered in your previous episode with me.
6 years
You've done
ago.
some grappling competitions, but you've never done both together in a competition sense. So this was going to be your amateur debut. Your opponent was Niall, I believe. Niall Tucker was supposed to be the opponent, right? But
Yep.
then he pulled out with an injury, I think. So you're left without a fight. You're not training for a pro fight, right? Am I right to say that you were not training for a pro fight?
No. Nope.
Exactly. So pro fights for, again, anybody that's watching this that doesn't have an understanding, amateur rules are 3 rounds of 3 minutes. Pro rules are 3 rounds of 5 minutes. Not just that, you're allowed to use your elbows, you're allowed to use your knees. So there's way more things that can happen. Exactly. There's way more danger involved. Your cardio needs to be way up there and all that. So I hope I'm painting the scene correctly so everybody can understand how fucking incredible it is for you to be like, fuck my amateur career. I'm just going to go pro. Who needs the? Yeah, I don't know. You just lost me for words there.
I done the same thing with K1. I didn't have any amateur fights in K1. I just turned pro.
No
So,
way.
so I just turned pro. Like at the end of the day, look, I've said it before. Fighters fight. Like if Troy Gibson met me on a Saturday night at the town and gave me a shit, I wouldn't stand there and go, here, how many fights have you had? What would he? Is all I've used elbows? I would just go on and fucking be like, that's what I say to people. I don't really care about. It sounds mad, right? I don't care about winning or losing. I just want violence. I just want to hurt
Ah.
somebody. And like I just knew like he was fucking huge and they was trying to grab me behind the neck, they need me. And as soon as he pulled my head down, I just popped my head under, whoosh, and just smashed him with an elbow. And the elbows are lethal, like you don't even feel them, and you just touch them and they're just getting cut. But
Oh yeah.
I think he hit, like at the same time, I think he might have underestimated me because in his interviews he was all, you'll soon know this is MMA, da 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 da. He couldn't keep me down on the ground for a
Not
start.
just him. Not just him, dude. Like I'm going to be honest and put my hands up. I totally underestimated you, and thank God I did. In a good way, with all the respect. But I was thinking in my head, if there was, for example, like them betting odds that you see in the UFC and stuff, you would 100% be the underdog in this fight, right? Anybody can just look at the stats. Okay, this guy went 8-1 as an amateur, had his pro debut, training for a pro fight. This guy never fought amateur MMA and is stepping up for a pro fight straight away. The odds would be against you, right? That's just
100%.
logical. 100%, right? So I I hope you find this funny. So I was talking with Catherine and I was saying, you know, um, obviously I'm rooting for him, and I hope he does well in this and that. But I think Troy is going to win. Thinking logically, all Troy has to do is probably take him to the ground, wrestle, fuck him, write a decision, something like that. Just again computing the background and everything, right? And okay, his background striking, so Troy probably has an advantage in the grappling, blah blah blah. And fuck the odds. Like Catherine said, I bet the house and I'll bet my car on Eamon to win in the first round by finish. I
Nice.
have the screenshot. I can post it after this. And I said, I'll bet the fiver that Troy's going to win. So
No,
you just lost me a fiver, but it's a fiver I'm very happy to lose.
that's what you get for betting against me. I bet you won't do it again. No, but
Never.
that's what people need to realize
Never.
too as well. Like even though I am a striker, like Keir McFadden, he's like a savage in the ground, as you well know. Like, and he finds it hard to get me against the wall, against the cage. And when I'm training, and boys, like I don't really post up much of me grappling. It's always striking. But
Yeah.
when boys are trying to get me against the fence of the cage, they have to remember one thing: my feet work is different level. As soon as my back hits a fence, boom, uppercut, and I'm away. If you seen it in the Troy fight, he was trying to lunge at my legs. I was uppercutting him, and I was right out, and he was at the fence, and I was here. Like I'm not even trying to blow smoke or anything, but see that fight at the weekend, that was me on 20%. That wasn't even me full pelt. I didn't throw any
I
kicks.
believe you.
I didn't throw any jumping knees. I didn't even. Oh, I don't. I just knew, right. See when he came on and I hit him with a left hook, he just went to guess, and I realised I was wearing the wee tiny gloves, and I go,
Of course.
holy. fuck. I've never sparred anybody full pelt with the sparring MMA gloves on.
Yes,
I'm always
yes,
just
yes,
punching.
yes.
And when I clipped him, and I anywhere the body, everything I just had, every time I hit him, I just knew it was breaking his soul. That's all I wanted to do. Like I just wanted to fucking hurt him. No disrespect, I like him, but I'm in there to do a job. You know what I mean? But
Of course,
oh,
of course,
it was
of
lethal.
course. And that's another detail that I forgot to mention. The gloves. The gloves in amateurs are 6 or 7 ounces, and the ones in pro are 4 ounces. So they are very small. You're gonna feel everything. You might as well be bare knuckle, pretty much, right? The gloves are there to protect your hands. It's not to protect the fighter getting punched. So you're being punched full power, pretty much. So yeah, so that's another small detail that I forgot to mention about the difference of the rule sets between pro and amateur. Now, I wanted to say your game in the pocket, beautiful to watch. Like you were saying there, like you were able to find the angles and everything at close range. You're able to close the range really quickly as well, I think, because again, you can see Troy's a bit bigger than you.
Oh, big time.
So
Big
yeah,
time.
so that was beautiful to watch as well. And yeah, you can crack, man.
I see when he had me in the ground, like it wasn't really a takedown. He just kind of like lunged and he did get his hands clasped behind me like ankles, and I kind of fell. But see when he was on the ground, I was lying there and I was just like separating, and like in my head on the fight, I actually forgot I was fighting MMA. I actually forgot about everybody. I forgot about the venue. I was just kind of lying there. I was like, holy fuck, I'm fighting MMA. I just wanted to get up. And it was like an Undertaker thing. I just sat up, boom. I just sat up and got him off me. And then I clipped him. And he fell on his arse. And I pointed at him and I said, when you stand up, I'm going to fucking knock you out. I was kind of ready to the ref stop,
You
jumped
said
in.
that to him.
That's why you see in the fight, I pointed at him and said, when you stand up, I'm knocking you out. And when he stood up, I put him away. Like, but I didn't knock him out, but it was like, the ref hadn't stepped on, he was going to sleep.
I did see you pointing, but obviously you cannot
We were
hear
talking
any.
to each other. We were talking to each other the whole way. Like there was no animosity or leading up, but he was trying to fucking get my head on the cage, and I was that raring to go. I just ran into the cage, and the ref had to pull me back and try and put Vaseline on me, and then I just dived under the cage, and I said, "Who the fuck are you looking at? I mean, this is my show, my town. You know what I mean? You're in my house, the minute." But
No.
and he threw kicks at me, and I was all, what's that? And he's raising, like, we were talking to each other the whole way through the fight, but then when I put him in his arse, I said to him, you're getting fucking knocked out, and he stand up. And he stood up, and I just bleached him. I hate
Okay.
slapping, like, because he's a nice fella, but it is what it is.
No. Of course, like it's one of them things that I came to realize very quickly once I started doing the podcast, and I done the things of having, for example, one fighter from one side and then the other fighter from the other side, and then I'm like, I like both guys, but I just know one of them is going to lose, and it's just going to happen. You know, it's nothing to do with me. It's let the best man win, and that's the game you're playing. But whenever you said this was just 20% of you that we've seen, I absolutely believe that because there's no way you knew that this was going to happen. And this is what I want people to understand really well. You had no idea this main event was going to happen last Monday or last Tuesday right? Like you had
I
no idea this was going
like
to happen.
he was putting up saying he had 12 weeks to prepare for Steve or whatever, and then it feels like it was, but like at the end of the day, he's more experienced, more MMA fights. Like I feel like I was getting like under, like I wasn't getting the respect that I deserved for doing what I done. You know what I mean? He had to prepare for a different person for 12 weeks, but as a fighter, you should be just preparing for a fight regardless. No, and I stepped up the plate to give him a fight. No, like I could have
Yeah,
easily just said no, and he could have went back to Belfast, done all the wood cut for no reason. So
absolutely.
no, I don't think you can use that as an excuse because, as I said already, fighters fight. So that, like, you know what I mean? If you're a fighter, you'll fight anybody, and that's,
100%.
that's my philosophy on it.
This is the way that I see it. 80% of your fight game should be good against anybody, regardless of who they are, how much they weigh, how big they are. Like 80% should be the same. And then the other 20, you can try and tweak to get an advantage versus a specific opponent. But 80% should be like, okay, this is my base. This is how good I am against any man alive on the planet. This is how I'm going to do. Right? Does that make sense?
100%. Like
Yeah. Right.
he said in these interviews, like he'll soon know that there's more to this game than just striking. Well, that's like he had every opportunity to take me to the ground. He couldn't keep me down. He couldn't get
That's
me
right.
against he couldn't get me against the fence to do his cage work. My feet work was too good. My boxing was too good. Like I didn't even get to throw any kicks. I like no jumping knees, no spinning back kicks, no nothing. Like I just kept it basic, head
I
body,
want to see those.
and then elbows. The elbows were a game changer. Like the
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
unbelievable. Like even on the ground,
Is
he
the
was on top of me in the ground. And I
Mhm.
remember, like, and I just went like that, and just whacked him now with an elbows. I was like, this is fucking lethal. This is amazing.
Is
You know
that
what I
how
mean?
you cut them?
I
Right?
well, when we when you have to go to a doctor straight after,
Mm.
so they were doing my checks and I was grand, but he was lying down getting stitched. So I don't know what was getting stitched, but I know he was getting a few stitches, like anyway. And then I put
Yeah.
up a video and with his eye in the other day. It was kind of funny too, like.
But was it the elbow or was it the hook that got him? Did you realize while it happened and or no?
Could have been anything.
Right. Okay.
I wasn't going to try and
Right.
head kick him anyway, but I needed a fucking step ladder to try and head kick him.
Oh
Like
yes,
that,
I know. I
he's
know.
a
I know.
fucking ball. But I know it was good. I no, I really enjoyed it. Hey, it was a good test. It was a good name too. They taking my first fight. That's what I said. It's like a Cinderella story kind of thing. It was mad.
Yeah. Again, people need to realize one, you are not prepared for this. Two, the nerves can get to fighters, and we see this a lot of the times. Fighters having their pro debut in the UFC and stuff like that, for example, right? It's the big stage, first time. Some fighters can't perform, underperform, they freeze, like all sorts of shit can happen. And you just seem like you just took it all in, like this is just
Yeah.
another day at the office,
See
no
like
fucks given.
see the
It's a
production.
fight.
See the production and stuff. Like the walkout and the song. Like people don't know. Like my wee girl's obsessed with that song I walked out there, and I'm getting involved with her teachers in school because it's bad. Like it's vulgar, but she raps it and stuff. So there was like a side joke, and I walked out that song and. The production, the cameras following me and all, and I was rapping like that, and I was like, squad full of killers, I'm the killer too, started shooting at the camera like that, and he was watching that on the big screen as I was walking, I was doing gunshots at him, like a boy's first MMA fight, he should be walking out
Headshot
all
dead.
running scared, and I was rapping like that and doing shots at him, and I was like, I was ready to go, man, he couldn't have got me into that cage any quicker, I was fucking raging, I was last on, you know what I mean? It's a lonely one when you're
Well,
last
it's
on,
part
and
of being the main event,
all
right?
your teammates are already fought and they're already on the beard, you know what I mean? But I was good. The whole team walked out behind me as well too, which is another thing. But I have some team high combat you should see. Unbelievable, like we are taking over by time, like
Yeah,
so
100%. I cannot praise that gym enough, which I have done several times on the podcast. Whatever you guys are doing up there, keep doing it because yeah,
not
it's
giving away the
obviously
secrets.
yeah.
You have
I
to
told
join.
Catherine I have to come up one day and just hang out with you guys and see what you guys are doing. Have a role and have a pat session with you and stuff like that, and see what the fuck you guys are doing because whatever it is, it's working.
It's
Um,
90% slagging each other. That's all it is. Yeah, some crack.
I believe you. I believe you. What's next for you now? Obviously, you just skipped your whole amateur career. Whatever was supposed to be 3 fights, 4 fights, 5 fights, whatever it was
Yeah.
supposed to be. You're a pro fighter now. You can die tomorrow, and on your grave is going to be like pro fighter. You know, like that's never going to be taken away from you. So, what do you want next?
I just straight back into the gym and again, as I said, fresh, not a mark on me.
Good.
Not one but a pain. Probably go back to coaching people tomorrow again. Honestly, I just kind of like hearing decide what's next. Like, I'm as you can say, as you can tell, I'm ready for anything. You know what I mean? So whatever's next, there's a few people, there's a few shows messaging me and stuff. Looking for me to get on.
Right.
Chaos and
Let's talk
stuff.
about
So
that. Let's talk
there's
about
a
that
few.
because this is the time for you to talk about that. Cage Warriors. I saw the post. I think it's perfect. Cage Warriors April coming to Dublin. Um, any conversations that have started yet?
I don't know. Like it's I don't know. Like as I said, like I'll do it. Like as you can tell, I'll take anything I can get. Like, but it's probably just it's whether they will take me or not. No, I only have one fight and stuff. But as you can tell, like I kind of I could belong there, right? Like I feel like
Oh, bro, I'm
I,
sending this
I
to
got fit
them
for the best of.
straight after this. I'm sending this to Ian Deane, and be like, yeah, put this guy on. They
I
have to
don't
watch
get,
this. Yeah,
I don't get a dream come true yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like they have to.
Well, obviously, like I want to go to the top. I want this to be my life. This is the lifestyle that I chose. I spent enough time working on a meat plant, washing all this stuff, bone and beef, like working 10-hour shifts every day, killing my body, taking bones out of cows, and then going to the gym every night. That's what my dad said to me. He goes, "That's why you're so great, because you always done this. You always do the stuff nobody else wants to do, and you do it without question. Like there's so much I must. I just the gym comes first, boom, all the time. Like so much time away from my girlfriend, my fiance, and my daughter and stuff. But like when you know you have someone deep inside you, it's just like it's a burning passion. And like I'll go to the gym. I'll go to the gym at night straight away again. Do you know what I mean? I'm always in the gym. I'm always doing the stuff that everybody else doesn't want to do. I had a couple of drinks last night, and like I don't even like I'm not one of them boys that want to go partying or take a couple of months off. I don't do fight camps ever, by the way. I train all year long. I don't do fight camps.
There you go.
I do
You're
all the
ready.
years. You know what I mean? I don't take time off. So that's another
Yeah.
thing, like. And
Yep.
Catherine McFadden helped me a while out too as well. At the start, I was kind of struggling because I hadn't dieted or cut weight or done anything in so long, and she taught me about counting. She actually taught me about how to like use my food as fuel, count my calories and stuff as well. And she like she did. She played a big part, like, and then once she taught me how to use it. And then Nutrilean too as well. They were a massive help. Hey, getting sponsored by Nutrilean was different level. Hey, see getting them meal therapy. Oh my god, he didn't figure that and the whip was just falling off me, yeah. It was great. Hey. I swear to
Nice.
God. But I knew
Yeah.
when Niall Tucker pulled out of the fight, I knew we were just trying to get matched flat out all the time. Like I was up in Clanwars and I was even asking boys that were like coming out of the cage that they only fucking fight in a couple of weeks time, like, do you know what I mean? And they were busy, and then we were messaging all these other gyms trying to get fights and stuff, but it wasn't meant to be, and I'm glad it didn't happen, because now, like, what a way to, like, your debut as a pro, main event, professional, like, well, you couldn't write it, like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
like
10.
all the pressure was, well, in a way, I guess, on Troy to perform, right? Because like he's the clear guy that's supposed to win this, right? Like, and then
It should have been a walking apart for him.
yeah, and then you just like crash the party, fuck the plans, like yeah, this is who I am. Get to know my name. Fuck you all. There you go.
That's it. You know who I am now.
That was awesome, dude. Because like literally the last time I interviewed you, we were literally talking about having your amateur debut, literally. So we just skipped that whole chapter. Done, bro. Let's go.
That's it.
This is awesome.
I think pro suited me better anyway, coming from the K1 background where I was letting knee boys in the face. And then even when I'm hitting pads, I always throw elbows in anyway, and I always get my clients they throw elbows as well. So I'm no stranger. I've never even fought Muay Thai. I'm just obsessed with striking. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just knew, like, I know all the stuff, like when their hands are high, pull the arm down, smash me an elbow, up elbow, split the guard. I just pull down. There's so much I could have done. I'm like critical of myself. I'm like even though that performance was brilliant, I just went straight out of the change room, the gear. I was like, could have fucking done this. I could have done that there. Could have done this. I'm fucking raging though. And he's all, you just bit Troy Gibson in 2 minutes. And I was like, I know, but I could have done this and I could have done that and I could have fucking had a miss. And then when he tried to get my legs, I could have stopped that and done this. And I don't know if he's
So even your coach said that. Even
what?
your coach said that. So even your coach recognizes the fact that you just beat Troy Gibson as a big thing, right? A big achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
He
Yeah.
recognized it, like, but even on the ground, I don't think he noticed on the ground, but when I was separating them, I was actually rolling under. I was going to try a knee bar him. So that'd have been a good one. The striker tapping them out, but I was going to go for a knee bar. So I was actually fishing for the leg, but it was that fucking long.
Yeah.
But I just remember I just sitting up here and I was just, what a fucking night. I couldn't rate it. Just buzzing.
That was awesome. Let me ask you this. The fight that was supposed to be with Niall, was that supposed to be 77, welterweight?
Yeah, 77.
Right. So welterweight is your natural division, right? Weight division. Okay, right, okay. Right, yes. Let me make a few calls and talk to some people. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, like and again, there's so much options for you to go as a pro fighter. Um, Obviously, let me just talk a little bit about PFL Europe, what they're trying to do and stuff. They are giving like pro fighters with like one or two fights and stuff like that the opportunity to debut on their show and literally grow a career out of it, fighting for like 100,000. Yeah, so they're doing big things. I have to upload all the interviews, but we talked about all the plans that they have for Europe and stuff, and it's like it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
That's
So
brilliant.
yeah,
Sky's the limit,
100%.
boy. Sky's the limit.
You're a pro fighter now. So hopefully you get a fight then. Cage Warriors would be the ideal scenario, right? The dream to get one there. If, say, you don't get something in Cage Warriors, what other promotion would you ideally like to fight at?
Uh, Whatever. I'm easy. There's a load of shows in England too as well. Like where Kieran's on type with everybody, so that's what I'm saying. Like I haven't seen him since the fight, so I'm gonna go down to the gym tonight, get a chat to him, and then just go from there. Like and just see what happens. Like I just let him be in charge. You know what I mean? But as you can tell, whatever he says, I just go, yep, yes sir, no
Yeah.
sir, 3 bags full sir. You know what I mean?
Yes. We'll get it done. I love that. I love that attitude. I love how chilled you are about the whole thing. The way you fought, the way you won, the way that this whole story uh, unrolled. Like I was on your messages straight away as soon as I heard that you were stepping onto the main event. I was like, this is fucking unreal. Nobody does this. The ball sack on this guy must be like super huge. Real fighting championship have to get bigger doors to let him through. Like literally, no one does this. In the 2 years that I've been doing the podcast, 2 years and a half now, never seen anything coming close to this from anybody. So has to be recognized. So hats off to you, man. Like
I appreciate it. I really do.
yeah, unreal,
Nice,
unreal.
nice to hear that. It's nice to get the appreciation for it, like because that's what I was like. So I was saying to a few people, I was like, I don't think people actually understand what I just done. No,
No,
like if you're involved in the MMA community, you'll know like that what I did was not unheard of. Like there's not many pros that would have stepped up and did that on a day on 12 hours notice against Troy.
exactly,
And
exactly.
Troy had a statement they proved too as well because of how he lost. He's like, well, I don't know, did he won or did he lost? No, it's
He won by DQ,
I would have
right?
thought I won like.
Yeah. So what happened was
I
he's
beat him in the head.
yeah he his opponent kneed him in the head 13 times on the ground, which is illegal.
Fuck.
So yeah, like yeah,
So
that guy has a tough head,
He had a big statement to try and like he was coming. He was ready to go. He wanted that one more me.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, well, that's it.
Sorry,
That's it.
spoil the party.
That's the game we play. And again, I just hope that I did justice to you in the way that I explain things. So everybody that's watching this now later, whether they are your friends, family, people that have no clue about the MMA scene, the people that do have a clue about the MMA scene, they can all understand how fucking unreal it is to do what you just done.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You are welcome.
Legends, you are.
That's awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate you coming on, giving me the dibs as promised.
I know
On the interview.
I was getting hounded, but I offered it to you.
I hope you get many more.
Well, you were one of the first people that interviewed me anyway, so I'll always stay loyal to you. Like, do you know what I mean?
Thank you. Appreciate that. Do you want to give any shout outs to anybody, any of your sponsors again, teammates, etc.?
Shout out to my sponsors, Euphoria Gym, Strum and Strum, Nutrilean Mills, Ryan Doherty for buying me my amateur MMA gloves that I didn't get to wear. Kieran Coyle for my supplements and stuff, and then there are a few of my clients as well who sent me money and all. Shout out to my fiance for nearly throwing me out of the house about 10 times throughout that fight camp.
Wow.
And Kieran McFadden, I owe everything to Kieran. Kieran done so much work in that show, it's mental, like from making the flyers to the banners, the graphics, so much stuff.
Them graphics,
matching fights, everything like. So big props to him, like, and whilst training us for all the fight, and trying to. Oh, it was mad. Hey, fair. So I shout out to hear my family and shout out to all my teammates as well too for everything they do for me.
100%, 100%. Really looking forward to seeing what's next for you. As soon as you know any fight news, whatever, let me know. 100%, okay?
100%.
Okay. Right, bro. Thank you so much. Have a great day, okay?
See you later. Bye bye.
Right. Good night. Good day.
Good day.